thank you.
Do you want one? You just
I know where I am.
You know, I know. You know I was printing it.
You think I'm going to sit for all the rest of the day?
I know socks are waiting.
Sucks.
Yes.
Okay, why don't we call our meeting to order at 7. Show everybody here and our guests. Like Bob and Roy Litchfield from our Building Oversight Committee. Distinguished guest Zach Dillon coming to get a little scout project completed. Dave Childs. And Mr. Dillon? David, yeah, David. Nice to see you. Bob behind the camera. How are you? First on the agenda is our minutes. Just so we know that we are in a special meeting today, so we really can't modify the agenda tonight because we're off schedule. We have to stick with the existing.
Christine, on that, additional parking spaces, it should be 18.
Mm-hmm.
Um, This remains unchanged. Technically, there's never been legal parking here, so
Right.
we're going to use that number,
Okay.
referencing that,
Okay.
including the 11.
All right.
And I called it 15.
11 new ones, though, right?
No,
No?
18,
18.
of which
Anybody have any adjustments to the minutes?
7
No.
would be legal.
Make a motion to accept the minutes as presented for the April 24th meeting, regular meeting.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
That's one.
Okay. Moving right along, we have our monthly or every other month visit from our Building Oversight Committee. Come down and see us and tell us about
If we
what's
could
going
just
on.
get this project done, we wouldn't be here.
Well, you guys are next.
Okay.
What do you got?
The briefest of history and an update. On the precept that we were going to qualify for a $250,000 DECD grant to provide for improved parking, traffic control, and pedestrian safety project on Central and Bridge. We undertook an analysis of what we could do to make those three things happen.
Everybody here understand where Central and Bridge is, Zach? Right outside the window. Right over there. Okay, center of town.
And with that, we employed the resources of CDM Smith, who have a traffic engineering division. We undertook some traffic studies to determine the flow of traffic at Route 44 and Central Avenue and the turns that were made to and from. Those out of the Bridge Street extension, which is the downtown section here, which, as you know, no traffic can come in, but traffic go east or west on 44. Also, the turning traffic at the intersection of 219 and 44. And then the traffic off of 219 Steel Road and Central Avenue onto Central Avenue. And as an adjunct to that little study, it was observed that we also ought to observe the traffic that's also turning on Church Street North, which we did. And that was done in compliance with standard operating procedures of traffic engineering. We submitted the data to CDM Smith. Previously, in a couple of workshop sessions, we talked about alternatives said to them, look, we're not making a recommendation, we don't have a case that we're pleading. What we're saying is, look at the three original objectives, come back to us as the traffic engineers and the experts, tell us what you think would be the best option. They've done that. Consistent with the improved parking, traffic flow, and pedestrian safety, what they did was elect to recommend that we support alternative number 2. I have all three of them here on drawings, but to refresh your memory specifically on 2, and it might make it easier if you want to stand up to look down on this, okay? This is Route 44, okay? And in alternative number 2, the emphasis was on taking traffic that's eastbound on 44, allowing it to turn and go up Bridge Street. And it could go bidirectionally on Church Street North, come around the corner in front of the Rogers Law Firm and come through what we call Church Street North, intersecting the parking lot, if you will. And then traffic here would still be both ways at the intersection where the library is now, but it would deadhead here. This would be a bump out allowing both-way traffic in and out. So if you came off the 44 and up Bridge Street, you elected to come Church Street North around here, you could go out this way. What you're not going to be allowed to do in alternative number 2 is come up Central Avenue. Central Avenue, traffic can come in from 219 and it can go into here, into a new improved parking area with 11 additional parking spaces. And we will add 7 parking spaces here that will actually be legal. There is no legal parking on Central Avenue because it's a bi-directional road now. So you can come in here and you go down and you'll be able to access Route 44 and turn and go on out west or turn and go east.
If you were in one of these 7 spaces only, right?
You would be parking in this direction.
Right.
And your alternative would be only
Yeah, good. Yeah.
to go out this way.
So in the new 11 spaces that the library is going to give the town an easement for, they are gonna have to go this way, right?
No,
Yeah.
no.
They're still gonna be able to come this way.
You could come out of the library parking or the enhanced parking here, and you could elect to come up here and turn left, go out 219 and turn north, south or north. You could come in here and you could turn in here, but you cannot,
Go past that one.
you can go past that point one way, but you can't come in here,
Gotcha.
okay?
What I think he was asking is, I'm right here, I back out.
And you can
And
go
I-
out and you can
yeah,
take a
sure.
right-hand turn, yes, I'm sorry, okay.
So it's not really, you said, is it dead
one
end
way,
here?
it's
Right
one
here,
way
it's both way.
from
Two
there.
way
It's
here,
both
it's
ways.
one way from here.
They refer to this as a bump out
Yeah.
space,
Yep.
meaning it'll still accommodate two-way traffic.
Right.
And then what we made observations based on the experience of looking at the traffic here, that there is a need for some sort of a traffic directional island here. Now, there's a couple of ways you can go. You can go to raised one, you go to sunken one that actually takes away drainage. We'll leave that to the call of the traffic engineers. But the problem that you have now, and anybody who's come out here has probably experienced it, people coming down here, cut that corner, and you can't see to know what the traffic is like.
But that person that's cutting that corner should be over here.
Should be over on that side. This will force them to come over here and make that turn the way they're supposed. And it will also slow them down.
Sure.
Now, we've also said to the traffic engineers, look, our observations during the traffic counts, a lot of speed here that shouldn't be here. And as much as it's a pain, it probably behooves us to consider putting speed bumps here. I think that may be a topic of discussion. Obviously, this has got to go from the Board of Selectmen, and from your recommendation, to a zoning meeting, and then a town meeting to accept the change in the town's roads. So, we have that recommendation. It was not that the others were absolutely dismissed. It's just that in keeping with consistent traffic engineering, included in that category. What we had said would be exceedingly important to any redirection of traffic here would be coordinating the light at this intersection and with the one down here at 44 and 219. They are not coordinated lights now. Occasionally, what you will see, especially in morning rush hour traffic, that the light here will go to red and it will back up and it chokes this intersection. It's not a big deal, but it does happen. And since I was the guy who was observing traffic from here, I saw it happen both mornings I was here, at least on 2 separate occasions
So
each day.
synchronize the lights.
Synchronize the lights, and just as you have a delayed turn from 44 to 219 south to allow you to make the turn left into Dunkin' Donuts, we've asked for a delay turn here to accommodate the fact that between the industrial park letouts, the winter traffic from ski sundown, the summer traffic from the reservoir, that you need to have that coordinated so that you can come on up here and also catch this light at the same time. So, I spoke with,
What would be the fees involved with doing that, though?
there's the whole
But I
scope.
mean, who do you pay? What do you have to pay? You
The
pay an
state of
engineer?
Connecticut.
I know, what do they have to do?
Well, they could say to us, oh, we're glad you're asking to have this done. We would like to put new automated control arms up. They'd build a cement pier, they'd come up, they'd go over the intersection, do away with wires.
Okay.
They may say, in order to coordinate this light up here, we want you to trench along Route 44, put in conduits, and there'll be a control box up here.
Yeah.
There seems to be a recollection that when that delay control light went in over there, it was about a $10,000 fee. This could be as much as $120,000. Now, hopefully, we'll be able to talk to the state and suggest to them that we were looking for the economy approach.
American Value Package.
Yes.
That's the new Dodge Journey, AVP.
Now,
that I drove.
one other thing, because as you know, we're also working on the Main Street Sewer Project, which continues to hold a number of surprises for us. As we were excavating for manhole 30 today, there is no manhole 30. There's
Okay.
nothing there.
What happened to it?
We've posted a reward
If
if I
If found, please report manhole 30.
It doesn't want to be found.
The only reason that we mention this is because it continues to be that we're finding a number of things that documentation hadn't properly identified associated with the project. And the last thing you want to do is make a definitive decision to do something, make a conversion, and then find out, somebody calls up Dan and says, why have I got sewage coming into my house? Because, and it happens with some frequency. So we've done dye testing. This was supposed to be a confirmation of an alternative that would allow us maybe to save some money, because we are averaging only $150,000 to dedicate to probably a $300,000 project. So here's what we decided. The relationship between this project and the one we're doing on Main Street for sewers, while they're 2 separate and discrete grants from 2 different organizations, as far as the town of New Hartford is concerned, we asked for an extension of our deadline on the sewer project. And we've asked our engineers to prepare the specifications for both projects on the basis that the smaller companies which would be inclined to respond to this bid may see an economy of scale in working an element of the subterranean activities here for the sewer line, as well as the parking lot. And we may, I emphasize may, get some benefit of making our dollars go further. And the state has come back to us and said, we'll give you that extension on your septic, your sewage grant, so that you can do that. We've told them what we want to do, and they think that's prudent. The one final thing that I would say about this is, the BAC is not taking to officially endorsing any one of the alternatives. This wasn't a BAC construed traffic configuration. Frankly, we saw any of the 3 safety and the pedestrian aspects of it. And that's what we got as a recommendation.
Okay. So now, this thing here, is state DOT likely to approve this configuration?
We have submitted the alternative to them for review.
Okay.
That's one of three.
They,
If you look,
they haven't come back to us.
this is in their right of way,
This is in their right of way.
this is in their right of way.
This is in their right of way.
And that.
And bear in mind, this is the existing one that's here today. It's kind of a doofus.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
actually, there's four, because this is partial.
Yeah, that.
This addition would add,
Right.
Yeah.
as would on the other side of the highway.
Well, we've talked about whether that should really be there.
Zach, you have a question?
Yeah, but like this new change, how would it affect the bus traffic? Like how would it affect
The
the
school
buses?
bus traffic?
Yeah, like the buses coming in and out.
Well, today the school bus, at least one of the school buses, comes down off of 219, turns, and you think it would probably go on out 44 and turn in either direction. It defies logic. That school bus makes a
is
radical
it
turn.
really?
It comes up Bridge Street.
Goodness.
I don't know why it does that.
Doors must be driving that one.
What we would have to do, as it impacts anything to do with the school buses, is let the school know that we would be changing a route course. That's just based on our observations. Now, the school bus for the high school also comes down here, goes out, and turns and goes up Route 44 west.
Zach,
So
that code,
that, Zach, would have no impact to that bus.
the bus company has a
This
computer.
This one would have.
The bus company has a computer that all these roads and how the traffic flows is in their computer. When you make a change to that, they will go into their computer and change the routes of the road, and then they will estimate the best possible way to traverse the changes. So,
That was a good question, though.
Very good
Yes,
question.
great question. And if I hadn't been there to observe the school bus doing this, I never would have. And I gotta tell you, there are some mornings there were people parked down here. I'm not sure how that school bus does that.
So this one was submitted to DOT.
Yes.
And when do we expect an answer back from them that they like it or don't like these things?
I think it was when we get around to it.
Yeah,
It's,
okay.
although I will say this, they did on the Main Street sewers,
Yeah.
if there's a good news side to that, come back within a very short period of time and comment on that. And if it's any indication, I'm expecting that maybe that could be a couple of weeks. Now, the bad news to the sewer side was that everything that they wanted us to do cost money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
just so you know, last Wednesday, I was on the agenda for the library board. Jack followed me, we went over, had a nice discussion with them, and they did vote to approve conceptually the parking in this area on their property.
Yeah.
They did qualify their vote out of concern for the ability to, if sometime in the future they wanted to move or build off of this, they wanted the easement to be written in a way that would allow them to relocate the parking on the site in the event that they would either fundraise or come into a windfall that would allow them to expand it.
Yeah.
So I've passed that referral on to Chip Orbeck to start preparing the easement with that. So their vote was qualified to say that they wanted their attorney to make sure that the easement was written in a way that gave them enough latitude to say, okay, look, we don't have a problem with the parking per se. We just want to be able to say, look, if something happens and we get a boatload of money and we want to expand, a couple thousand square foot additional there, we'd like the ability to move this out this way and know that the state or the town's not going to give them a hard time. I told myself, I didn't see it a hard time. It just seems logical to me.
Do you foresee any problem with this being on the map as an identified throughway?
No,
Even though it's a
no
parking
more
lot?
so than it is today. The
Map showed
state-
that way,
the state-
map showed as a road.
Connecticut doesn't show it as a street.
But state of Connecticut doesn't. And I think that's a topic for our P and Z to consider.
Okay.
Because that would be something to say, does this area or does it not meet the specifications to be a road? And then we would need to go to a town meeting to accept it as a road. But right now, I don't believe that it is.
reasons, and it's just anecdotal information, that people don't go down here and make a turn is because they don't have the light turn. You'll take your chances one of two ways. You'll turn in here and turn again, go down here, take that zigzag, come around here, go by the church, down by the post office, and shoot out onto the road.
East or west.
Yeah. Or you'll come down here, and if you're like me, you're kind of eyeballing, is that light gonna change? Is it gonna change? Am I gonna make it? If I'm not gonna make it? Over to the
I've
left.
never done
The
that.
light's much longer.
You've never done that?
Coming from Central Avenue,
Oh, I
it's
do
much
that all
longer.
the time.
The,
It's a male thing, you have to keep moving.
I'm gonna have to refer back to our notes for our next meeting, because when Dan Sherriston, Christie, and I met with Gina Grinalsh, who is the DOT traffic engineer that worked with us on that crosswalk here, she told me that that signal light was at the end of its effective life, and they were starting the planning phases to replace it.
Well, they'd like to do that
So,
at their expense.
Well, no,
No,
our
it
pitch to
doesn't
them
pay
would
for
be, let's share the pain here. We have some state money to do these things, but obviously if they're getting ready to do it, we shouldn't have to bear, in my personal opinion, we shouldn't have to bear all the cost of it.
I'm sure that'll come up with a discussion.
What kinds of feedback have we gotten from people in the area, their concerns?
That's a good question as well. Following the session that we held that evening, we said, we'd like you to know that if you have comments, think about it. If you want copies of the things, we're glad to reduce them to 8.5 by 11. And there was a lot of rumbling that some people had some comments. One person submitted comments. No one asked for additional maps,
Who
to
was
the
that?
best of
Was
my
that
knowledge.
Virgil? Who wrote that?
Bill Baxter.
Oh, that's right.
And
What was Bill's thought?
I've never seen it, but,
Yeah, I've never seen it too.
Bill's thoughts were a little more inclusive than this project.
yeah,
He talked to a bigger scope of project than is recognized by what we're doing. I don't think he had a problem with any of this. I think it was more a case of, why didn't we also look to other areas, specifically the triangle?
No monorail system.
Move the town to the other side of the river, that sort of thing. It was
I think
more
though,
about percent.
I agree with you that it will be better, at least for now. But like I say, it's not carved in stone that it's gonna be this way 35 years from now. The town may grow, someone, may come along in the future and make, I'm with you though. This, I worry a little bit about, what could be increased traffic on Church Street. But,
Well, that's always been a difficult
I know,
area.
I know.
And we did look at this, and again, it went beyond, not the scope of the project, it went beyond the availability of the funds considerably. The reason that this is this way today has nothing to do with what was originally thought was a drainage problem, or that the state wouldn't cooperate to cover open drainage and conceal it in a
Yeah, it
pipe.
seems like we made it smaller when we did it 8 or 10 years ago.
And it was a case of, as the budget shrunk, so did the space available. Because certainly, as you know from the sewer plant, where we put the big blocks in and made walls where we needed to, you could do that along here. And we even, from a conceptual standpoint, when we had our first meeting, said, well, let's make this truly a thoroughfare, and let's make a Y go off up here, and we'll split the parking and make it go off like a heron's foot. And you can come back around over here on this side, and we had it calculated that you wouldn't lose any spaces. But to build that wall, contain that drainage, take the trees out, put down a base, blacktop it, curb it, etc., way beyond the monies involved here.
Interesting that we're on that point, because I believe that we lost at least 10 or 15 parking spaces in this renovation. Your calculation on this plan will gain us 18 legal, safe spaces. No net loss.
I mean, this remains unchanged.
That's right. Okay. to see us next month with
Yeah, and I
DOT blessing or not, and then we can start talking about
Now,
money and
do you want to,
timelines.
well, as you know, we prepared for the application process, and I gave the information to Christine this week, a statement of work. We have the estimate, and I've asked the engineers to apply it to the DECD form. We wanted to keep this moving along. Do you want to consider making a conditional approval subject to approval by the zoning board and the finalization of your easement so that we can say to the parties involved, Board of Selectmen have approved conceptual design? I'll leave that to you. If you want to wait it out, I don't know if we can get on the next agenda. And then I suspect in July, they recess, I think, and they resume again either in August or September.
The state folks?
No.
P and Z.
P&Z?
I know they take August off,
Yeah,
I'm not sure
August,
about
yeah.
July. I think if they have things going on, they meet in July, if they might do one meeting, but I know they take August off.
Um, You and I have talked about this. My only concern here is that it does include 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 construction pieces or elements within the right-of-way, which I think will require us to revisit it. Because to think that we'll get all 5, I think would be overly optimistic. Just knowing the state for what they are. So I think we're gonna have to do it. If we wanna sit on it and think about it, digest it for a week, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having a special meeting to specifically deal with this.
Yeah, I am
Are you
too.
guys prepared to give an opinion and vote on this? I don't wanna rush anybody.
Well,
I don't feel rushed, I'm ready, but it's up to you guys.
What's your thought?
I would agree to submit this, to P and Z next pending the approval from DOT. I'm not ready to go to any other alternate when this is the engineered thing that they recommend. Let's see how this fares.
Yeah, because our next effort with them will be take this to specification. So we'd like to be reasonably certain that we're gonna do what we say we're going to do before we ask them to do that.
So, just so I understand that, so only option 2 has been submitted to DOT, correct?
I don't know whether in the grand scheme of things, when the traffic engineers from CDM Smith
Yeah.
talked, they said, we talked about some other things, but
Yeah.
here's what we went on record with the town as saying that we approved.
So,
I mean, because they may have asked some line of questioning, did you give some thought to maybe doing this
yeah,
instead?
so you,
And they may, I'm not privy to
but
that.
they're all, but DOT, I mean, DOT is only gonna come back with a yay or a nay on 2. They're not gonna come back and say, what about option 3, or?
I'm not expecting that.
Good, okay.
I'm not
Then,
expecting.
then if he's not expecting that, I don't wanna hold up the process, so I'd be with my fellow select woman, and, I mean, but Dan, you wanna wait a week,
I
I
just
don't
don't
wanna
wanna,
hold up the
I don't wanna
process.
move you guys in an uncomfortable direction if you're just seeing this and hearing the recommendation.
No, I was-
I've heard the recommendation because Bud and I have had the opportunity to discuss it before this meeting.
And I heard, from many of the 40 people that were at the public forum, even though I was out of state that day, I wasn't able to be there, if it's going to move the process forward, I have no problem, moving it like we.
And we won't, I'll tentatively get us on the agenda, but if we don't have the feedback from DOT, then we're gonna have to push it, because I don't wanna go to them
Right,
and say, only kidding.
right.
And, it's like the Main Street feedback on the sewer stuff.
At least you wanna put your thoughts in the form of a motion.
I make a motion to, approve for, P and Z review all
keep our fingers crossed and see what the guys at the engineers are thinking. And I will make a phone call, maybe you and I can get together or actually compose a letter to Gina
But I think,
Rolch about the
Signal traffic.
signal light issue, because I think if that's gonna be one of the larger cost components of the entirety, it'd be nice for them to share the pain on that
Let
issue.
me get some feedback from Kevin Johnson, he's the engineer, to see who he's been liaison.
Right.
Find out what level he's been at and what's been said.
Okay.
If it is that she can advocate her case.
sounds like a good idea to incorporate the, both projects in one RFP too, because the
We
coordination.
might get a little
Yeah,
savings
well,
there.
not only that, I mean, as far as the coordination of, rather than two contractors bumping into each other out there the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
If
Well,
it-
and the nice thing about it is that because of the nature of the Main Street work, and it's gonna go up into Bridge to Central, it would be, the guy might set up and he says, okay, this is the way I'll approach it, there's some economies for him, he's got a one-time setup and,
Totally agree with you.
yeah. And then again, who knows?
Thanks for coming down.
Okey-doke.
Appreciate it. We're gonna move the meeting along. We'll see you. Looking for that manhole.